Got a spark inside, a passion so true. Marlene motivates, it's the right move for you. Her purpose is clear, her heart's a guiding light to help you reach higher ground so everything is bright. Encouragement, support from her soul to yours for the wellness of mind, body and spirit, so you can open new doors through pop-up license. Reaching those right through regular videos. Marlene is always there for you. Feeling down, feeling lost, need a helping hand. Marlene is here to inspire across the digital land, sharing her journey, her wisdom, her grace, helping you find your own place and true place. It's encouragement, support from her soul to yours for the wellness of mind, body and spirit, so you can open new doors through pop-up lives and celebration price to regular videos. Marlene is always there for you. Encourage, let your spirit ignite. Be inspired, step into your light. Be yourself, you will survive. Just know it in, just breathe it in. Live your best life. Oh, Marlene motivates, yeah. Mind, body, spirit every day. Helping you find your own place and true place.
Hello to all of my motivators family. How are you doing? Happy Friday. Happy first day of spring. And today we're here for the financial podcast. And I have my wonderful co-host, Lisa J. Stocks. Lisa, welcome and introduce yourself.
Hello, Marlene. And I did not realize it was the first day of spring. I just
Yeah.
clicked with me. Um, Thank you for having me on. I am Lisa J. Stocks. I am a financial YouTuber going on 3 years here on YouTube, and I'm sharing my financial journey into saving, investing, and making sure to maximize my money.
Yes, I love that. I love that. So you guys go over and check out Lisa's channel. Today, me and my wonderful co-host Lisa, we're going to be talking on the financial podcast about three habits. I'm making sure it comes up on the screen. Let's see. I don't know why it's not showing on the screen, but maybe it will come up later. But we're talking today about three habits of the wealthy. And I feel like this is a very important topic to get into some of those thoughts of what separates, what are some of the things that maybe we aren't doing that maybe we can incorporate. And I want to say hi to everybody in the chat. Hi, always. Welcome in. So, the first point, we're going to get right into it. The first point that we're going to cover is investing first and spending later. And I feel that a lot of people that they're not doing that. Most people will spend first and then invest later. Lisa, do you have any thoughts on that?
Agreed, but it's just the way that we grew up. Probably saw, most of us, many of us might have just seen. You earn the money and then you pay the household bills. You make sure you have your car is running, reliable, putting gas in the car, paying the rent, keeping food in the fridge. After all that, there was no money mindset. There was nothing instilled as far as investing, saving, staying out of debt, buying things outright instead of having to run yourself into paying all of this interest over time.
Yes, I agree. It's a money mindset. It's a financial literacy that I feel that the majority of people throughout the world don't have the financial literacy in order to shift their life and their finances the way that they want to. So that's the first point, investing first and spending later. What are some of those things that we can do? It's purchasing assets that generate us to use that revenue for our luxury purchases rather than the debt. Like Lisa was saying, most people, they do the opposite. They get themselves involved in that debt, and those big things. They just think about, oh, I gotta pay this bill and do all those things, and they forget to do the investing for themselves, because that investing first is going to help you in your future.
Mhm.
Lisa?
And I would say even on I agree with you, invest first, spend later. I agree with that statement, but even if you're not there yet, that you are able to, make that statement of investing is the number one on the list, we at least need to get to the place where investing and saving are a part of our budget. And so, like I was touching on already, it's like we have that we have to pay the electric bill, we have to pay the mortgage, or we have to pay our insurance. We have certain things that we feel are a priority, but at least get to the place where your investments are also in that list of things that have to get done every month, even if you're not there 100% to say it comes first. It's more important than all the other things that I mentioned. At least get to the point where it's equally as important, because it's really the way that you are going to be able to create a better outlook for yourself and your family.
Yes, exactly. For me, it was about pivoting my mindset, because when I remember when I was younger, it was all about, I got money in my hands, and it's like my hands were on fire. Like, I got to spend this money. And I had to unlearn that before you spend, you need to, how much do I have? What are my needs for myself this month? Making sure I allocate for all of the necessary expenses. But it wasn't until later in life I got that knowledge that I need to be investing in myself first. And for me, investing in myself means investing in my future.
Mhm. And I think that people, even if they've had a bad experience, I don't want anyone to be turned off to investing, or turned off to taking a class, or buying a book, or taking a step to invest in yourself. I think sometimes that's what holds people back, is they've had a bit of a bad experience in the past. But I want you to take the time to try again, and realize that you're really going to be leaving a huge opportunity um, uh, on the table if you don't push forward and make sure to maximize your money in every way possible.
Mhm. Exactly, Lisa, because investing really is for your self improvement, and that's through continuous learning. As we get older, we should be, making sure we're listening to podcasts, or people who are already at that level of success, that we should always remember to be teachable and grow and find out, okay, what am I doing? What can I do better? And then it's just about getting into that action plan. You may not be able to do what you want, but it's about the starting, dropping little seeds along the way until you can get where you want to get.
Mhm, mhm.
Yes. So let's go into the second point of the habits of the wealthy, and that is asset management. It's so much people who, they only focus on everything that they're not supposed to focus on. They're not working on managing the things that they currently have. And some examples of that are your stocks, your bonds, your real estate. And more people really need to focus in more on income producing assets.
Agreed. And I think that investing, as far as the stock market, it's one of the easiest, most accessible ways to have to build wealth. You know, we're not all necessarily going to, and we might not have that entrepreneurial mindset of I want to have my own business, or I want to, you know, be a landlord and have additional places that I rent out. That might not be for everyone, whether it's just you don't want to take on that responsibility, or you don't have the capital to do it right now. But we all have the accessibility to invest. If not through our employer plan, then on our own, because today, in this day and age, there is no limitations as far as the dollar amount to get started. So don't feel like you have to be held back. It's definitely an avenue that I think we should all be taking advantage of, and even for our children, you know.
Yes, that's something I will agree with, because I didn't grow up with having the knowledge that I have right now. You know, I read books, I listened to podcasts, I went to workshops. You know, that is a part of investing in yourself first. If you don't have the knowledge and you want some of those same things that wealthy individuals have, then you need to go and get it. You need to go and look and search, instead of just thinking it's going to come to you, because that just doesn't happen. Most wealthy people, they work double and triple, even hard. They work even harder financially than those who don't have it.
Yes, yes. I think that sometimes I share, you know, larger positions, but I also try to share, you know, where it started from. And a lot of what I built up outside of my 401k, it's small amounts. It could be as small as $5 or $10, but what really matters is being consistent with that, even a small amount over a long period of time. And when I can, add more, you know? So I just don't want anyone to feel like like sometimes I even mention this when I'm sharing in my videos. Look at the percentage gain. We all earn different amounts of money, and all of our circumstances are different. But think about what you have, and wouldn't it be great to see it grow by 35%, 85%, 150%, whatever I'm showing on that particular investment? Just think what it could have done with the dollar amount that you would have been able to invest into it.
Yes. Mhm. I always will agree that we can always improve and do better. And like we stated earlier, it's not about just saying, oh, I can't do whatever the big goal. I can't invest, for example, I can't invest $500. If right now all you can do is $5 or $10, something is always better than nothing.
Hmm. Yeah, it's okay. I mean, obviously, you just because it the to max out your Roth IRA is X amount of money. If you only have a few thousand, I'd rather see you invest that than to say, I can't max it out. I can't do that amount per week. You can do something, as long as I want you to commit to where you're what the amount that you can right now, and then from there move forward. And let your investments stay invested. Let the compounding do its work. Don't cheat your older self by continuing to disrupt that compounding power that could be going on when it comes to your portfolio.
Yes, because like you said, your older self, your future self, and that's something that we really don't think about until we get closer to certain ages, or our body slows down, or situations happen and we can no longer work. We want to do the work right now while we have the strength, while we have maybe the career and the tenacity to go for it and do things, so that when we get older, we can reap the benefits of all of our hard work. And that is what wealthy individuals do. They work hard while while they're young, while things are doing very good in the market, and then later on, then they do other things. But we're going to get into that in a little bit. Let's get into the second point. The second point is oh yeah, asset management. And yeah, we are going to focus on our income producing assets. And one of the things that I like about that is I started it, I would say, in my 20s. I started automatic savings and investing of at least 10 to 20% of my income. Now, I'm not saying this is a standard for everybody, but for me, 10 to 20% is something that is feasible. That's something that I know that I can have coming out of my budget, 10 to 20%. So when you don't see it, for me, it doesn't affect me as much as when I would get the amount and then trying to invest it. If that makes sense to you guys. I do better making the my investments come right off the top.
Yeah, automation is definitely something that could be a huge benefit, and you have to know yourself. And even if you do think that you can stick to it manually, even and automating a portion of it will ensure that you're always staying on track and you're always building. And then, if you automate what you truly can allocate to it, when you have extra, you can manually go in and do, a little bit more. But it is a great benefit. And so many, whether it's our banks or our investments, these features are there for us. So we don't have to depend on ourselves to do everything manually and because I know, like today, it turned out to be a busier day than I thought. And those are the type of days where something like that being done for you automatically is a huge benefit.
Yeah, because our time is so valuable. Just about everybody is on a time crunch, in a rush. So if you can have some things that's already automated and it's taken care of, that it's done already. You don't have to spend your time. Okay, well, what am I going to do? How much am I going to do it? And all those things, that it's done. And like Lisa said, you can always go back and do extra, do more if there's something that you see that you want to do some more of. So it's just something I want you guys to be thinking about. And we want to be in that mindset of not making the excuses that, I'm not rich. Oh, I don't have a lot. But you don't have to have a lot to do a lot. That's something that my mom used to always say. You don't have to have a lot to do a lot.
Time is on your side, so give it a chance. And you earlier, you said, while you're younger and things are thriving, things are not thriving right now. We are in a financial crisis. We are in war times. Gas prices are rising. We are not in the ideal time, but right now you have to take advantage of it, because when things turn around, you'll look back and see that I was able to build wealth while we were in the red.
Yes, it's so true, Lisa. And we
Or,
are.
or at least, I'm sorry, or at least stay consistent and don't let this, the markets being down turn you off to investing.
Exactly. It's about what we do right now and paying attention and doing everything we need to do. So we are here at our third point. This went really quickly. We're here on the third point, and that is multiple streams of income. And that's so important because most wealthy people, they rarely rely on one income source. So I understand that most individuals that they have to go to work, and that's very understandable, but we need to be broadening that and thinking about doing more than that. And investing in something in a small business, in a rental property, something like that. But we need to be spreading things around so we are not just dependent on one income. And I can only speak for myself, but I know that if I did not have multiple streams of income when I had lost my job, that I don't know what I would do.
Yeah. And I wish I would have had that mindset years ago, before I even encountered my first layoff, of thinking about taking money from my corporate job and making sure that I was putting it somewhere that was creating something for me to fall back on, because I've ran into multiple layoffs over and over, and so it's really shown me that I wish that I was focused on a business or investing more heavily, or just so many different things, so that I would be putting myself in the place sooner. I've made strides to do it now, but I would have been on track sooner to make sure that I wasn't as dependent on that daytime job.
Exactly. And that's so important. We really have to think about the what ifs, the maybes, and not just rainy day funds. Like you said, everything is expensive, and real estate, the economy is tripping. There's a lot of things that is going on, and we have to think like just in case, or maybe, we have to put ourselves in those mindsets and thoughts. Okay, what if I lose my job? What if I can no longer work? What if this, and this? And have things set up that you can already get automatic payments of things, even if you can no longer physically work. It's just something for us to broaden our horizon, get ourselves into those spaces of thinking, what are some things that I can do that can bring in some supplemental income? Is something for you to think about that. Okay, Lisa?
No, I'm just agreeing with you, and I'm thinking like so many jobs are being eliminated. I've seen robots. I the my local supermarket, they have this robot that cleans the floor. I've seen robots in the hotel, folding all of the towels, for example. If you when you go to a resort or a hotel, that would take someone all day just folding towels for the people that are at the pool, or just in general, to put into the rooms. Tasks like that. You don't think that I stock shelves, or I can't really, the things that are being adapted for AI and robotics and these
Mm,
different things to do. I sit here sometimes and I think, what jobs are going to be left? Cashiers, we've seen that going on for years now. Um, I see Realist is putting in the chat that he's seen a robot delivering the DoorDash. So it's like everything is showing me that I wish I would have had this money mindset sooner. I'm glad I have it now. And I want everyone here listening to really take a close look at your finances and make sure that you're having that emergency fund, thinking about, is your job, how much longer is your job secure for? Because we need to be focused on investing and maximizing our money, because we have responsibilities, and it's just a really crazy time that we're going through right now. There's certain roles that I'm sure no one thought that would be impacted, and I'm seeing projections of so many things in the next 5 to 10 years. Even the small mom and pop businesses are going to be on track to eliminate the jobs that some of these larger companies are doing right now.
Yeah, it's amazing what's going on, and what the robotics and AI and just everything. Because the other day I was passing by a restaurant and I saw that there was a robot server, and I was like, "What in the world is going on?" And that kind of creeped me out. I don't know. Um, so let me get into. I have a bonus point that I found. Okay, this is something that the wealthy do. The wealthy, they live below their means in order to prioritize capital accumulation over immediate consumption. So I know that in this economy, that sounds like something, oh, that's not reasonable. Like, how can I live but below my means when I'm not even making enough? But it's if it's possible, if we can eliminate waste and things like that, we can help ourselves. Any thoughts, Lisa?
Yes, definitely. I think that I'm not sure that that part of my money mindset has been there for a long time. Me and my daughter, we sometimes joke about how like we've kept things around our household so much longer than other household of her friends. For example, cars. My car right now, it has 117,000 miles on it. I have no plans of upgrading it. The only reason I wind up going to the car before this is was in a car accident, car totaled. So I was forced to move on to that next one. And now I'm going to hold on to this one as long as possible and enjoy all of the time with no car payment. But at the same time, putting away money because I know it can't last forever. Just like with my last vehicle, which I had gotten at an auction, I was running into rust and all. It just seemed like everything was going on it, and it was time to let it go because I was going to be putting money into such obscure repairs, and it was a much older car, anyways. I think it was an '02. Um, but yes, we need to not just focus on those. Don't see someone. I always say, we can see those superficial things. If I walk through the door, you can see my belt, you can see my handbag, you can maybe see the car that I pulled up in, but don't worry about any of that if you don't know the detail behind how much they're paying, how much interest, what is their credit score, are they on track to have a substantial amount in retirement? That's what matters to me, not what I can see, because I have no idea what's going on in that person's finances. I only know what's going on in mine, and I know what I want to achieve for myself. So,
Yeah. Um, that's a good thought, Lisa. Always says, I still have my 1981 Honda Accord. That was my homeless car. I sleep in it every 2 months to remind me of when it was my home. It's a reminder. Thanks for sharing that. Always. So, we never know what can happen next, but I wanted for us to get our mindset in the thoughts of, what can I do? How can I plan? Let's think. Are there any holes? Any leaks? Am I not doing what I can do? Can I tighten my belt? Can I use my resources better? All of these things are so important for us to have the habits of the wealthy, because we can always learn from them. So, Lisa, any final thoughts before we wrap up?
no, I think that these are all great topics as usual that we need to be prioritizing. And as we learn, bring our family, bring our the young people around us along with this on this journey with us, and let them have a better financial outlook and mindset moving forward. Because I know I didn't have it. Many of us that are listening might not have either. And the struggle seems like it's just seeming to get harder because of the economy, the lack of jobs, and we have to put more effort into choosing our career and staying on top of it. How long is it going to last? So there's work to be done, but it's important, and I hope that everyone is making it a priority. I know I'm trying to do my best to do that for myself and my family.
Exactly, Lisa. And my final points on this is we each have to know our situation. Everybody has a different finances, age, health, everything. But we need to look at ourselves and ask ourselves, what can I do better? And invest in ourselves. Remember, you gotta you have to think about what you're going to need for your future self and do your best to do better and to improve. So this has been 3 Habits of the Wealthy. I hope that this was beneficial to somebody, that you can think and readjust and do better, because we definitely want to be on that side of being wealthy. Thank you so much for your support, everybody. And thank you so much, Lisa, for being my awesome co host.
No problem. Thank you.
Okay, and you guys make sure you go over and check out Lisa's channel. Lisa, do you have a live on this coming Sunday?
Yes, I will be live 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Awesome.
And also have that notification bell on for my videos and pop-up live streams that are at a different time slot like this one we're having today.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Lisa, and everybody in the chat. Anybody on the replay, leave some comments and go check out Lisa's as well. I'm Marlene Motivates, your life coach, motivational speaker, and I want you to be your best. And it can only happen by shifting our mindset and our lifestyle. See you guys on the next financial podcast or videos and live streams. Have a good evening, everybody. And happy first day of spring, everybody. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.